December 7th, 2023. We will call the meeting to order at 6:03. If you would all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yay. I'm always afraid that chair is going to roll out. That would not be pretty.
No, don't do that.
Okay, with that, I would need a motion to approve the agenda as submitted.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second.
Any additions or deletions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Oh, you have that agenda thing twice there? It's all good.
That's okay.
All right. I need,
First one's additions or
Additions
deletions
and
to the
deletions.
agenda.
okay.
Yeah.
So do I need
So
to
it's-
second that again?
No,
Yeah,
no,
all
but
right.
you can, if you know there are going to be additions, you can say, are there going to be any additions or deletions to the agenda?
We're good. Thanks, Uta.
It's a guideline.
Okay.
We love guidelines.
With that, I need a motion to approve the minutes from the November 2nd, 2023.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Any presentations tonight? Okay, with that, before we get going, I want to welcome Ash Anway over here next to Zaid. He is our new assistant director. He's going to be leading a lot of the stuff this coming couple of years, right? So let's hear it for Ash.
Welcome.
It'll be a lot of fun.
Thank you. All right.
You want to tell our residents about yourself a little bit?
I think he should.
Make a long story short, 29 years old, graduating from Eastern Michigan University with a degree in sport management international business. Most of my time in the workplace has been in sports, working with kids. Probably the past 4 to 5 years has been more in programming, mainly in swimming and soccer. But I do have a little bit of experience in just about anything else: football, baseball, basketball, golf. So I think the biggest reason to start here is to get our summer programming really moving, especially for our pool, especially for tournaments, for soccer, and then really to help out Zaid here, really dial down into like Island Fest and bringing more ideas as to what we can do this summer and for the future.
Love it.
Easy.
That's awesome. Thank you, Ash. Welcome.
International, we're right next to Canada. Good job.
Oh my goodness, Stacy.
A very sporting team.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know all this youth we're surrounded with now. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
No offense to the commission.
Okay,
Any presentations tonight?
no.
No, we're good. Any public comment? No. All right. With that, we're going to move on to action items. Number 1, vote and approve to move forward with the final agreement for Tipsy Fish from our township attorney, who did the final tweaking of that. With that, I need a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second.
And now we'll open for discussion. Anybody?
Well, I think we just want to give a little bit of the history for anyone who hasn't
Yes.
watched recently. The Tipsy Fish is a new restaurant entity that we are looking to have take over as tenants at Water's Edge Complex under a 5-year lease. This is agreement for 5-year lease. The prospective tenants currently own Mr. Nick's restaurant in Trenton, which is a much-loved spot among people on this commission and in our community. So we expect good things. The new tenants will be taking over responsibility of the monthly restaurant lease payments, as well as 65% of the monthly gas and water payments for the Water's Edge Complex building as well. And so just a kind of a basic rundown. Do we know when our opening date might be?
Can we invite him up to talk? for a minute?
Absolutely can,
Okay.
yes.
We're just looking.
Yes.
We're looking at a target date of. I mean, we're still in working progress with the board.
Yes.
So I'm not sure that.
Gotcha. I'm
I
jumping
mean,
ahead
we
of myself,
can,
but
Can't?
come on.
Yeah, come on up, Rob. Introduce yourself,
Yeah,
please.
you just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you're planning. timelines and other things don't need to be.
I'm so
Good
sorry.
evening.
I said you wouldn't be on camera, but
First, I was fibbed to. I'm on camera. And yes, we're going to enter into that agreement soon, a few days, right, Zaid? Help me out here, buddy. I'm really
Yeah.
good one-on-one, but in groups, I'm not.
Right,
It
it still
goes
needs to go to the township board.
On Monday,
Yep.
the 11th.
Yep.
And then I would like to sign up to start working February 1st and start doing a tiny bit of cleaning, painting, sprucing up, make it the Tipsy Fish. And we plan on opening, I would say, mid-March, give or take, depends on how much we do inside.
where'd you get that name?
Tipsy Fish?
Yeah.
My wife made that name up. My wife
They
has
have
the
a
logo.
wonderful logo, beautiful logo.
Yes, it's, I am the maintenance person. My name is Rob. Thank you for having me here. And we're going to try and get rolling mid-March and do some soft opening and then be prepared for April 1 to be really open. We'll have a few days to
Yeah.
get things done in March. So what else can I tell you?
Yeah, to be really strong during the golf season and then as well for the pool. And it'll just
Right.
be a really dynamic partnership with the township to make the entire complex thrive, really. So we're
Yes.
excited for that.
We can't be more excited. My wife and I are just, we have pages and pages of things that we want to do, and we don't just sit and not talk all evening after 44 years of marriage. We go ahead and we talk about everything that we're going to do at the Tipsy Fish.
Thank you so much, Rob. We
Thank you
appreciate
all.
Thank you,
it.
Rob.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, and we might just add that the plan for the commission, the administration, is that this will be a year-round restaurant.
yes.
That, we want to make sure that it's,
The operating hours will be sufficient to reflect golf and swim and
Yeah.
boating and even accommodate down the road for any kind of tournaments that we want to host with the golf course, that type of thing, because I'm going to do
I'm
that.
going to hold you to
Well,
that.
and-
I know,
That's
I will be
nice.
holding tournaments.
well, and
Nine
especially.
and Dine is
you know,
coming, Nine and Dine, anyone that wants to join.
Oh, I like that, 9 and dine.
Yeah, well, coming home from work and saying, "What's for dinner?" Oh, the Tipsy Fish.
Thank you. Okay, any more discussion about this? We're going to do a roll call. We did a motion and a second. We discussed, and now we're going to do roll call. Roll. Kevin?
Yes.
Marissa?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Yes from me. Wendy?
Yes.
Ucha?
Yes.
Thank you.
And I will be taking this to the township board on Monday at our December 11th meeting.
Yes.
And I forecast that we will have the go-ahead to go ahead. Forecast.
Forecasting
Thanks, Ucha.
Predict. Do not guarantee.
Prediction.
Okay, the next item, so motion carries. All right. The next action item number 2 is to vote and approve the liquor license for Island Fest 2024, May 31st, June 1st, and 2nd. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Thanks, Kevin. Any discussion about this? This is so we can have spirits and beverages and beer and wine and for the 3 days. Any questions? No, we good? Kevin?
I have no, oh, yes, sorry.
Marissa?
Yes.
Stacy?
Yes.
Aye. Wendy?
Aye.
Uta?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Discussion items. This is a good one. So the first discussion item is to discuss the drone show versus fireworks for Island Fest 2024. I recently saw a drone show in person, and I know that I've talked to a lot of people, and they say that it's better for pets, it's better for the environment, it's better for the veterans and people in the service that we do this. It's very quiet. The cost is a fraction of what it is for the fireworks, and basically in July, you can see fireworks everywhere. So that being said, I would like to recommend that we bring a drone show to Saturday, June 1st of next year. Questions or comments?
And we don't, our contract ends this year?
Our contract ended last year.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, that's what I meant.
For fireworks.
Yes.
My question, you brought up the expense, and I did a little bit of scanning on the internet. I asked Mr. Google or Mrs. Google, and some of the commentary is that drone shows can be more expensive than fireworks, but I know you've done your research with the actual people that do these. Is this something that is affordable for us? 'Cause
Yes, I mean, I can throw a number out there. For 100 drones, it's about $10,000 for a 20 to 25-minute show. They have 1,500 stock images. They can customize like the Island Fest logo, names, anything that you want to do. And we usually commit to anywhere between $20,000 and $23,000 for a fireworks show.
Wow, see?
So it's half the cost. And they do, they hook up a soundtrack to it. So obviously, like the speakers in the big tent, and that would be facing out. We can still do the VIP area. We're going to run for the sponsorships as always. But I just think a drone show, it's really cool.
Yeah.
And
I think it's amazing because you're bringing something new that other people don't have. And that's the other side of it. It's everybody has fireworks. Not
Very
everybody
true,
has a
Stacey.
drone
Very
show.
true.
And I do agree that at some point we need to, I mean, the pets are truly traumatized.
Right.
And I think that's a really big deal that we overlook all the time, and to become more conscious of being friendly towards all animals on Earth, you know, I just think it's a great idea.
I don't know what the environment thing is. Is it because there's no fallout coming from the sky and stuff?
One of the articles that I read is that the main thing is smoke from
Okay.
the toxic smoke from fireworks. But they did also point out that the drones obviously do have some emissions from their fuel sources, but not the same level as a firework. I
Aren't those
mean,
running batteries?
Yeah, I'd say the safety aspect too.
Yeah.
When you're talking about fireworks and drones, I mean,
Plus, we're at an airport, and I've already discussed it with Janelle, too. At first, she's like, but you know, it's
Yeah.
going to be okay.
We're looking
Well,
at the same time frame.
No different than
time, yeah.
shooting fireworks up into
Right.
the air, right,
Right.
on the airfield as well. Well, and I know you, I appreciate the comments about the pets and the animals, but I would even say for people like myself, the sounds from the fireworks I find very distressing. And, you know, we rarely go. We'll stay, you know, we'll stay until the
I
fireworks.
saw you
but
last
then
year
go.
down here.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we didn't stay for
No,
the
for the
fireworks.
fireworks, okay.
Well, and
And
even
I also
veterans.
recall my parents, you know, having grown up in Germany during World War II, the shelling just absolutely was stressful, right? And it's not something we think about a lot because honestly, we haven't experienced it here. But I love the idea that you're bringing something completely different to Grosse Seal. It's going to draw a lot of people. I think it's going to be really fun.
Well, and
If we can afford it and all those other positives, that's a
It's
great.
less I mean, yeah, it can be expensive depending on how many you get, but what I saw were 100 drones they used in the show, and they quoted me, you know, roughly $100 a drone. So.
Yeah.
Well, like you
Oh,
said,
wait,
if you
no.
can customize it, that'll be kind of cool to do,
Right, yeah.
like with our faces.
If it's $100 a drone for 100 drones, that's a lot of bucks.
No, I didn't say that right.
Tipsy fish.
There you
Tipsy
go,
fish.
yeah.
Coming soon.
Well, for you, Ralph.
Well,
No, it'll
exactly,
be already,
right?
It'll already be
And
up and running.
Marry Me Brenda, and
Right.
we could have all kinds
There's
of
our
stuff out there.
sponsorships right there.
There you go.
Oh, that's good, yeah. Sponsorships, names, and all that.
It's
kind of
sponsor
stuff.
names. Yeah, there you go. I think it's a really progressive idea. I think it's something different, something other people aren't doing, and definitely for individuals with mental health issues and for our wildlife and for our pets, I think it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
We can always collect feedback afterward and see how it goes.
Good. So anybody has any questions with that, you can always hit me up and look online. All right, that's it for that. The next one, Brian Pollock said he was going to be here. I invited him. He is the chairperson for the Bikes and Path Advisory Committee, but he's not. But I'm sure you've all heard the discussion around town about it's called the Iron Bell Trail, but technically they want to put a sidewalk. It's not even asphalt, it's a sidewalk, right?
Yeah.
From Meridian to West River, down Bellevue.
So,
Comments?
If I can
Questions?
interrupt,
Yes.
which I will anyway, because my manners just went out the window. I don't know what that's all about. Forgive me. We had a presentation at the Township Board, and one, I think before we get too deep into it, we really do need to have a presentation. But some other things that came about in that conversation, of course, were that the Grosse Ile Country Club had some issues with the idea of safety, putting a sidewalk. Oh, there he is. But some other things that were discussed was the potential of maybe closing Bellevue Street, say from the pool parking lot at the country club to where the maintenance entrance is for rec, so that there's still full driver access to the facilities, but that then Bellevue becomes just a corridor that cars can use in an emergency, for instance, emergency vehicles and that. So that was an option that was brought up to the board. There's a lot of concerns about grade separations between the road, and especially as you get closer to the country club, where there's more of a moraine type structure. You know, it's more hilly. Let's just use that word. So, but I won't say any more. Brian is here. so
Brian,
we
come on
can-
up. Would you? And your name?
Hello there, Brian Pollock.
BPAC.
Yep, Chair of the Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Commission, or otherwise known as BPAC. Also Grosse Ile resident, so.
I guess, I know a year or so, or maybe a couple of years ago, you did do a presentation about the path back then. But I know that there's a lot of discussion going on around the township about it now. Is this something that the rec commission is going to have to look forward to or vote on anyway, or?
I can check with, Jameson, but I believe that the township board is going to be taking action on this potentially next Monday. So as far as for the recreation commission, I am not sure about that.
Okay.
Jameson has been handling a lot of, procedures over here. I was trying to bring everybody together, bring the money together. Now I'm kind of hand it off to him.
Okay.
Perfect.
Fair enough.
So,
Any-
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Yeah, so one of the things we were asked at the board meeting was how rec felt about, what our thoughts were about it. And I know that in the past, we discussed some of the impacts. It was, unfortunately, before Zaid was here, it was when Kim was still here. It would impact our first tee right in front of the restaurant. There's some concerns about road safety with the sidewalk right there with an embankment, a high hill they'd have to cut into
On West River?
on West River, because they would be bringing, it would come across the bridge as a sidewalk and then come back down toward, where we have the roadway. And then people would then walk along West River to get to Water's Edge and then to work their way up Bellevue, then connecting to Meridian. So some of the concerns that I brought up at the meeting that I'd heard from here were the positives, that it would bring potential for more foot traffic to Water's Edge and maybe even the country club. But again, because it's not a bike path, I don't know to what degree kids, teens would be using a sidewalk then to ride bikes to get to Water's Edge. So, but those were some of the things that we, discussed when it came up to the board.
Why would it be cement instead of like what we have now?
So, all of this is, from the engineering standpoint, but, concretes are typically, sidewalks are typically concrete, is where, shared use paths are more asphalt. And I'm not an engineer, but I do know that, there's differences in substances, and they probably viewed that, the concrete would probably be better in this given
And
situation.
to tie all this together, right, this is the bike path that's going to connect us to the rest of
Well,
the
it-
outside.
No.
No,
The
this is
sad-
a different
the
one.
sad reality is no, right? Because I think Jameson pointed it out at the meeting, because it's part of the Iron Bell Trail. That is a pedestrian hiking trail that goes throughout the state of Michigan.
Oh.
It's not part of the bike trail that goes throughout the state of Michigan.
So this would be funded through that?
through that grant. And so they stipulate a sidewalk, not a bike path.
That is why then.
That's why it's a sidewalk.
Gotcha.
And
So
then, and then that's probably because it's a sidewalk, then they go concrete.
If you don't mind, just provide a little more clarification on
Sure.
that.
Yes.
So what Jameson has been talking about is that the Iron Bell Trail has two routes. One that needs to be a bicycling route. It can also be a pedestrian route. Another one that needs to be a pedestrian route. It can also be a bicycle route. But first and foremost, it needs to be a pedestrian route. That is the one that we're on. We're on the hiking route that goes from Belle Isle south along the Downriver Link Greenways, comes through Groseal as far as a spur, and then rounds through the metro parks and goes out towards Washtenaw County, and then off to the western side of the state where it connects up with the North Country Trail. That's where like the hiking aspect comes into play. So with any of these sections, it can be both, but it first and foremost has to be the one that it's centered on. So it first and foremost has to accommodate pedestrians. So a while back, we were looking at doing a shared use path, but that would require additional right-of-way or easements from the Groseal Golf and Country Club, as well as, it would require additional land for Water's Edge. Country Club wasn't interested in that. We know, it could potentially, impact the Water's Edge as well, as because it's a narrow, tight area, especially where that fence is and some of that vegetation. And so based on that, the thought was, okay, well, if it can't be a shared use path, it needs to be a pedestrian facility. So in that case, it is a sidewalk. That being said, you go to Macomb Street, you can see people bicycling on the sidewalks, people of all ages and abilities. So while it, is quote unquote a pedestrian facility, it can be used for people bicycling. We should ask them to, use it as a guest. So it's first and foremost for pedestrians, so travel slower when you're on it, yield to pedestrians, let them know what's going on and figure out a way to share it. Because, the bicyclist is a guest on a pedestrian facility. And so, it would, be a sidewalk that connects from Meridian, down Bellevue, wrapping up West River, and connect into the sidewalk on the Groseal Bridge. And again, it's not the best, but this is what we have to deal with right now. And you can see people already either, hopefully they're walking their bikes across that bridge.
Right.
Yeah, but the point is people are already doing this. And so then on the other side of the Groseal Free Bridge, and Trenton, they're also doing a sidewalk that will connect to Jefferson. And the plans I saw would also provide us with an additional connection into Elizabeth Park.
That was my question, is the one that runs at the Trenton side of the Free Bridge, is that part of the trail?
Correct.
And is that cement? I've never noticed
Yes, I
that.
believe so.
So, Brian, I just want to thank you for all those clarifications. Very well. Thank you so much.
I have a quick question just for my own understanding. So the path that we have right now that runs down Meridian, is that a shared use path? Is it primarily a bike path?
Yes, it's
Considered-
primarily a bike path in
And
that case.
it's because it's asphalt.
Yeah, it's asphalt, but it's the dimensions and the way things are designed.
The dimensions of it.
So it's technically for a new shared use path, our Meridian bike path would not qualify.
Right.
It's only 8 feet wide. Yeah, it's grandfathered in. You can definitely use that, but if you were building it today and you're using federal funds from MDOT, that MDOT oversees, which in this case is MDOT is taking care of the connections over here for the Iron Bell Trail. It would need to be 10 feet wide with 2-foot clear zones on either side. So we're talking about 14 feet of width, and then ideally you will have separation from the road by at least 5 feet on one side. So I mean, it's a pretty tall order, and in that area that wasn't possible without getting additional easements.
I guess what I'm getting at is we would basically then just have to adhere to the same type of courtesies that we allow each other on that path that runs down Meridian, because we do have people that are pedestrians and we do have bicycles, so that we would just have to continue to adhere, probably more stringently because it'll be more of a sidewalk, but just continue to do the common courtesies that we have gotten used to as we share those paths.
Correct. Yeah, I think that, again, majority of people bicycling, like if they're just starting out or they're doing it more leisurely, they would have no problems doing that. And the people that, are like really confident and going to be really riding fast,
They're going to be on the road
they're
anyway.
still going to
yeah.
be on the road.
Right.
Like, this isn't for them. It's for the other 98% of people that, are going to be, have a little bit of trepidation about riding in the road.
Right. I like the idea of the accessibility for kids to be able to either walk or ride their bikes to Water's Edge. And
Space to get,
Doing it anyway down the
yeah,
middle
to
of the
get
street.
through that path is really, really
Yeah.
good. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I
think
do
it's
too.
great.
Thank you.
Wow, you smiled. We're good, I guess. Any more questions for Brian? Thank you. I know you got to run and get your
Brian.
kid.
No problem.
Thank
If there's
you.
any other questions, feel free to reach out to me anytime.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, my report. As we are sitting here, they started with the playground demolition today.
Oh.
They, well, geez. They moved the big rock with the plaque on it, and they saved that, and they saved the big sign that has the sponsors or donors and all the names on it. That's been put to the side. I've gotten a few calls about the, yeah, that's not what I was going to say, but okay, yeah, the time capsule. They can't seem to find the time capsule that was buried there in the 90s.
That's the point.
What? That's the point? Well, I don't know.
It's a secret.
It's a secret. If we ever do that, make sure that we put our
Yeah.
location somewhere.
Device in it.
Right.
But we have that capability now. They did not.
But they, I talked to the head guy with the demolition company, and he's aware that when they're digging, if they find a metal box, I assume it's metal, to please handle it with care and put it to the side, and then we'll make a party out of opening it. But was that the Historical Society that put that in? Anybody?
No, I don't know.
I thought it was a group of parents.
No.
Kiwanis, are you thinking?
In a group of parents.
Was it
yeah.
Kiwanis? I don't know. I don't know if it's Kiwanis, Historical Society, Nature and Land. Keith would know, but he's not here tonight. Thank you. So that's the update on the playground, and then we'll start doing some. I know Ash is working on some grants or Zetas for that, and all right. Tomorrow night, I know this meeting's airing on Thursday, but tomorrow, Friday, the 8th, is the kids' dance at Water's Edge at the farm. You can still register at rosevillerecreation.com.
Ugly sweater.
Ugly sweater's the theme, or holiday attire.
Ugly sweater.
No.
Flyer says ugly sweater.
Flyer does say ugly sweater, and we have a nice sweater on it this year. We got some trouble last year with our flyer we did
I did get quite a few comments about that.
last year.
They wanted the other one.
Yes. Senior luncheon is next Wednesday, the 13th. I ran into somebody who runs one of the senior homes today, Chriselle. She's got like 3 or 4 more to put on that list. So we got to be hitting close to 50, right?
Yeah, bingo. Everyone likes bingo.
All right. It's a bingo. It's bingo at the luncheon next Wednesday also, senior luncheon. So that is on Wednesday, the 13th. An Evening with Santa is Saturday, the 16th from 5 to 8 at Centennial Farm. The Evening with Santa is a free event. There'll be hot cocoa, a little craft station, so come and join us for Santa Claus, Saturday the 16th. The following day, Sunday the 17th, is the Elf Workshop. That's from 2 in the afternoon till 4. That you can register at rosevillerecreation.com. That will be Ash's first event, helping co-host. So this is going to be interesting.
I'll be there. It's going to be a party.
Where's the trust?
Oh,
Best time ever.
what does that mean?
What?
We're like, okay, good luck.
And then we have been working diligently on the Island Fest forms, which will be up in January. If you want to be a exhibitor vendor, if you'd like to be a sponsor, if you want to be in the parade, all those forms will be at GrosevilleIslandFest.com starting in January. And
You can have your name in drones. Yeah.
well,
There you go, winning.
Stacy's going to help me get that sign up genius, so we'll get a head start on that. So those will be all up next month on the GrosdaleIslandFest.com. With that, I'm going to turn it over to our director's report.
All right. So we've been doing a lot of updates, looking at updates for our restaurant facility at Water's Edge, getting our condenser unit fixed in the restaurant and our freezer to make sure it's running properly. We have an RFP put together for a new makeup air system. It's something that we needed to do. The system we have now is anywhere from 25 to 30 years old, so we need it replaced. We need these renovations to make sure that we have a proper facility for our potentially new restaurant tour. So also we're going to be starting planning for the winter and the spring 2024, just as far as classes and different things like that and other events. We have completed our block grant paperwork for the year, which basically funds our senior transportation. And then we're working on some other grants also for our bathhouse that needs some work, and then also for our marina docks we're looking to try to extend it and add some transient docks in the future as well. So a lot of work at the complex. And then I wanted to personally welcome Ash on board. I think he's a great addition. Ash and I actually worked together in the past a few years ago, and I think he's a really good addition. He's going to be working a lot with the swimming and the part-time staff and our summer camps, as well as just helping me out with events and just planning and different things. So, yeah, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
That it?
That's it.
Thanks, Dave. One more thing I'm going to back up. Don't forget about the Santa Claus mailbox that's at the Commons at Meridian Macomb Street. If you put a envelope and a letter in there with your address, you will get an answer back from Santa or his helpers at the North Pole. Uta, Township Board Liaison.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, as I said earlier, I will be taking our recommendation to approve the Tipsy Fish Restaurant agreement to the Township Board on Monday night for the Township meeting. And I'm excited to have this healthy new sporting team here at Grosse Ile Rec. Well, you know, I'm the old woman on the block here.
Me too.
You are the fourth rec director since I first became clerk. So the longest time, you know, Tim Rooney, and and Kim was also here for a while, but there were a couple in between. So I feel like things are looking very good for us moving forward. So the dynamic duo. Let's cap it there.
No pressure.
That was good.
No pressure. I believe in the philosophy that democracy is a contact sport, so I'm going to wedge this clerk announcement in here. We're looking for election workers for the February 2024 presidential primary, county proposal, I believe, and township millage election. So if you are 16 years and older, you are qualified to work an election. If you're interested, contact Deputy Clerk Brian Friel or Election Coordinator Elena Farmer at the clerk's office. We need people to staff 9 days of early voting. We have absent voter counting boards that take place here in this building. And then, of course, we still have our precincts at the Presbyterian Church, at the Episcopal Church, and at Centennial Farm. Just an aside, the board did approve our move to combine all the precincts that are in those buildings. So precincts 1 and 2 that vote at the Presbyterian Church are now just precinct 1. So all those people will vote in the same facility. Everybody who currently votes at the Episcopal Church will continue to vote at the Episcopal Church, but they are now precinct 2. And everybody who currently votes at Centennial Farm, that will be precinct 3. And that is because we could now expand the size of our precincts, and that helps us essentially shrink the size of our election poll staff making it a little more cost effective for us to run elections. So if you're at all interested, again, young people can work in a precinct with 3 or more seniors. We are always happy to have seniors join our election staff. And so we do pay you a little bit. There's a stipend. Yes, free, all the donuts you can eat, as long as it's 2 dozen. Pizza in the evening, and lately our poll inspectors have been doing a little bit of potluck as well. They bring their goodies to share with their precinct workers. To me, election season is a wonderful time of the year. I know we're moving into the holidays. So with that being said, I want to wish everybody on this commission, I want to thank you again for your time and your effort and your passion. And I'm excited to have our staff here, a strong, powerful staff. And I want to wish everybody who celebrates a holiday a wonderful holiday. I want to wish everybody else just a great, happy, safe end of 2023 and a safe and cheerful slide into 2024, as the Germans say. So there we go.
Slide on in.
Slide on in.
Thank you, Tom. Did it? Anybody attending Boar's Head this weekend at the church? Yours truly is in the Sunday performance. Yeah, I got quite the get up too. I had a big hat and a cape and a fur. So. Just Sunday. I'm the dignitary.
Bummer.
I know.
Are you a king?
I'm the dignitary.
Dignitary.
They called me, asked me to be a dignitary.
Exciting.
All right. I know, right? Woo! It's all
You'll
good.
never get that song out of your head. It'll take you years to get that
Wassail.
song out of your head.
Marissa told me how to pronounce wassail, like I'm saying wassail. She's like,
I was like, don't
wassail.
say that in the pageant.
Right. Kevin, you have any closing words for us?
Yeah, just a couple things, Chad. We talked about tournaments and big things for the island. The Island Fest is coming up. We haven't pinpointed the number, but it's the 9th annual, we think, Island Cup. So registration for the tournament will probably start February 1st, March 1st. Well over 120 teams. Probably
It's the soccer
tournament.
about, yeah.
It's Island Fest weekend. Roughly probably 4,000 people will hit the island.
Insane.
So that's happening, and then some potential good news is that batting cages may be coming to the island, thanks to the rec department.
That is
Nothing
true.
finalized yet, but
Almost
it's in the
finalized,
works.
yeah.
So
Nice.
Thank you.
then happy holidays to everybody, and
Thanks,
enjoy
Kevin.
the season.
So more details on that at the next meeting?
Yeah, we're looking at putting batting cages in our ice rink to use during the warm seasons. Something that, just adding an extra element to the complex. So
I give them cheat sheets. Well, not you. You come
said it
up
was
with
my
20
idea.
pages.
It was
Oh,
my
it?
yeah.
Batting
I think it was
cages?
my
Oh.
idea.
Marissa?
So I just wanted to encourage everybody out there. I know it's kind of early, but we're starting to get thinking about staffing our pool this summer. I hear that January, February, we're going to start putting out applications for our pool staff. Ash, not to put you on the spot, but do you have anything you want to say about that?
Like you said, the sooner the better. We want to staff because the biggest part is getting people certified. Obviously, those who are already certified is great, but I know there's a number that usually expire, especially around the winter time where people's certifications expire. So hopefully in February, I'll actually be getting certified as a lifeguard instructor. That way, it's just a lot easier that, whoever we do hire needs to be certified can come straight to me. And I can set up classes a lot faster, a lot easier than having to find an outside source to come in or send our lifeguards somewhere else. So trying to make the process as easy as possible and, like you said, as soon as possible.
Yeah, so for our youth out there, if you're thinking about summer employment, your parents are getting on you, asking you what you're going to do all summer, come join our really cool team. I think we're going to have a lot of fun at the pool this summer.
I will add, not only are we looking for guards, but as I talked about earlier, we're looking to expand on swim lessons as well, like a lot. So not only are we looking for guards, but we're looking for swim instructors, or if you want to be both, by all means, you can be cross-trained.
Join our team.
So can I ask a question? So any of the lifeguards that were lifeguards with us last summer that are interested in coming back, do they contact you or do they just reapply? What do you want them to do?
Yeah, I think we're probably gonna put a job posting. Yeah, we'll
Just
we'll have
make a note
reapply.
that they've already been with us?
Yeah, and I mean,
Okay.
if they can come to us directly, I mean, I'm always somebody, in person, the easier the better. But yeah, if they're off at school right now and they aren't able to, then yeah, by all means, sign up through a job posting.
I'm excited that that everything's happening earlier too, so we're not waiting last minute to get a crunch for employees for everything, like not just the pool, but the emptying the trash cans and doing all the stuff around, pulling weeds, and our summer maintenance crew, which a lot are college kids, and help with that. So once again, cheat sheets I gave.
Right.
I'm not spilling the beans on everything.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Aw, Stacy.
I just want to say again how excited we are to welcome the Tipsy Fish to the facility. Hopefully this will all go well. I want to thank in advance to our approval Kim O'Farrell, which is our last rec director. She worked very diligently on this. So we appreciate you, Kim, and we know how much hard work you put into this, and we thank you. I want to thank Zaid for keeping up the good work and diligently working with our township attorney and making it all happen. I want to take Uta and Chad and Derek, our township manager, who have been working with us since the very, very beginning on all of this. And I want to thank mostly Rob and Roseanne Bruner for being patient and kind and having great quality ideas that they brought to the table and working so passionately with ourselves and making it all happen. So thank you to all of you. And let's go. Let's make it all work.
Oh, she didn't
Fish.
swear. I'm so happy.
I know, I was like, don't beep.
We have no mute button in that office back there. All right, Wendy Kearney.
Okay. So why are you laughing?
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
even start yet.
Rolled out.
All right. So on Saturday, November 18th, three Meridian robotics teams competed at the 2023 First Lego League Challenge Qualifier. There were a total of 36 teams. The Mechanical Maniacs earned first place in the robotic mission challenges, while the Island Imaginators secured second. For the overall competition, the Island Imaginators earned second place, and God, these are hard names to say. Mechanical Maniacs secured third. So as a result, both of these teams will progress to the state competition, which is actually this Saturday. The third robotics team, the Lightning Bricks, had their qualifier event on December 2nd and won the Innovation Award. Best wishes for states for the Meridian robotics teams. And then the middle school robotics team, which is new again this year because there was a couple-year hiatus, had their first competition this past weekend at Grosse Pointe Liggett University School. Out of the 24 teams that participated, our three Grosse Ile teams took 4th, 7th, and 14th. All three teams made it to the finals but did not advance. Congratulations, Deviled Eggs, Circuit Breakers, and Control Killers. We're so proud of how well you did at the first competition. After the first of the year, they will start preparing for their next competition, which is in May. And this was my first robotics experience. And wow, was that a long day.
7 a.m. to
7 a.m.
It
p.m.
is so much fun, though.
It was a lot of fun, but now that I know what to expect.
Try rowing. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. And then congratulations to the cast and crew on the a fantastic job that they did in the classic It's a Wonderful Life play. The high school kids did that. And then our NHS students, and just for parents out there, which I didn't know and I just found out the other day, but our NHS students are now offering free district-wide tutoring. So if anybody's in need of tutoring, feel free to contact the high school and they can give you a list of kids that are doing it. PAT is wrapping up the 2023 Holiday Gift Shop at Park Lane tomorrow. Both Meridian and Park Lane students had the opportunity to shop for gifts for their families this past week. It has been a lot of fun, so it's always fun working with the little kids. And then Builders Club has started at the middle school, and some of the things on the horizon include helping with the upcoming ELF workshop with the rec department, and then Park Lane and Meridian's Literacy Night in January, and there'll be more to come. So
And I want to give Wendy a big shout out because she is the new leader for the Builders Club, and I know you have like close to 80 kids sign up for that or something. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
girl. Uta.
Well, I do have a couple of things. When you started your report, Mr. Chairman, you talked about the demolition of the playscape. And about end of September, mid-September, I went over there and shot a little video on my cell phone. My kids and my two kids and my niece and nephew and I spent hours and hours and hours there, I hate to say over 20 years ago. My daughter's now 29, so you can imagine how long ago that was. They loved the meat hook, they called it, all the different things that were there.
And that's why it's closed.
But I can't, exactly. Walking through, I really understood why we can no longer keep it. It was a beautiful facility in its day. And Tim Rooney and his team worked tirelessly to keep it up against bees and wood rot. And, when people were concerned about toxins and graffiti, all kinds of things. But, and it really served its purpose. And the volunteers that helped build it did the community a great service. And it's no disrespect to you. All things, including us, age and need to be sometimes improved or replaced. So we're looking for new locations, and that's kind of a tie-in because the township is currently working on updating its master plan. And we're having meetings throughout the township with administrators, with the schools, but also our team is going to be reaching out to the public. They're going to be setting up little booths in different places around Kroger, on Macomb Street, at the schools, asking you, the residents, for your input on what do you love about this community? What do you want? What do you think needs to be changed or improved? Any kind of participation will be taken seriously and will be looked at, including trying to find a new location where we can build an up-to-date playscape for our kids. But so it was kind of a bittersweet moment to go through there. If I were a filmmaker, I thought about, you have this derelict facility, and yet you hear the children's voices, right? You hear the giggling that took place when they were playing hide and seek or when they were sliding around the different things. But none of that is really possible anymore. So thank you again for those who helped build it, but we're going to look forward to the next phase for our kids.
And we are developing some possibilities of where it's going to go, and we will be excited to announce that when everything's finalized. We just, so we don't want the public to think that we're not doing anything to relocate it. We are.
That's it.
Thank you. Ash, anything you want to say?
Well, I guess first of all, thank you for having me. This is my first meeting. And I guess thank you to Zaid and everyone, honestly, to have me here. I'm really excited to get, everything started and, ready for next summer.
You. Zaid?
I'm good. Looking forward to this next year. A lot of big changes and just moving forward.
Thank you, sir. My closing words, the 4 commissioners that are missing, we miss you. Ethel, I know you're in Florida, running around there and causing a commotion on the beach. Got your postcard, thank you. Public service announcement, be patient with the roads. I know it's crazy out here on the island. I had 3 blockades. They literally had Macomb and Meridian closed in all directions this afternoon. It was a little frustrating, but we're good. I want to thank this commission, and in March we will be voting for our monthly meetings. We have to do that in March because April, I believe, is the annual meeting. So in March we'll be committing to all our dates next year, and I'm pretty sure you're all still on board here. And with that being said, I want to wish everybody happy holidays and Merry Christmas. We would, the next meeting is on January 4th of 2024. With that being said, I need a motion to adjourn at 6:52.
So moved?
All in favor? Aye.
there a second?
Marissa second.
I second.
Sorry, I
it.
didn't.
All right, yeah. All right, so moved. Thank you. See y'all next year.